Hello lovelies, welcome back to Alake Oge YouTube channel. Today's story is on how to make this circle dress. Can you see how beautiful it is? So if you're interested in learning how to make this, please continue to watch this video. So I want to use the opportunity to say a big very thank you to everyone that has subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much for your likes, for your comments, and for subscribing. And if you are not subscribed and watching this video, please click on the subscribe button to subscribe. Thank you very much. So to start off, I have the fabric folded into two like so. So it's unfold. Then I'm just going to make a kind of triangle like so. So this is like a half circle, so it's not a full circle. So but it's still a circle dress. So we're just going to fold it like that. So that means our fabric is folded into four like that. So you're just going to find where your shoulder, where you can get half of your shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 14, so 14 very right took us to 7. So I look for where I can find 7 on that. So I just wrote down that line, I square it down. But that was my starting point. Make sure that you have your fabric folded into 4 around that area. So the next thing for me is to, I've already found this 7 inches. So I'm just going to mark the 7 inches right there. Then I'll come down by 1 inch. I'll be sloping the shoulder by 1 inch because they're cutting the front and back together. So from after the 1 inch, then I'll mark my armhole measurement. So where I mark the armhole measurement, you want to square down that line, and that will be where I import my bust measurement. So my bust measurement is 34. So 34 divided by 4 goes to 8.5. Then I added just about half inch for ease. So first thing, before I mark that, I first mark 7 inches. That's the half of the shoulder measurement. I first mark that. Then I've just used my curve ruler to create the armhole curve and connect it to where we mark the 1 inch for the shoulder slope. That's what I did there. Then I now marked my cut of my bust measurements. I marked that's 8.5. Then I added 1 inch, half inch for ease, and also 1 inch for sewing allowance. So that's that. So the only measurement again to mark is only your bust. So the rest we just serve automatically as your chest, as your measurement. So I'm marking the neckline, and for the front I'll be doing 3 by 3 inches. So I'm marking that right there. And because we are cutting the back and the front together, after marking the front, I'm also going to mark the back because the back will be high. The back of the dress will be high, so I'll be marking just 1 inch. So I'm marking 1 inch for the back, like so. I'm just going to use my curve ruler to connect, and that is that for that. So the next thing is to mark the length of the dress. The length of my dress should be 36, but I marked 38 inches. 2 inches will be for the hemi allowance there, and that was what I marked. So you're just going to take your tape measure round from your shoulder round so as to get your accurate measurements, which I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to mark around like so, and that is start on that for it. So the next I'll do is just to cut off the excess fabric around there. So while I was marking earlier, I forgot to connect the shoulder slope that I marked, the 1 inch shoulder slope that I marked. So I'm just going to do that right now. I'll connect the 1 inch shoulder slope, then I'm just going to cut off the fabric around there. So I'll first cut the back neckline, then I'll remove the back piece. So I'll first remove that back piece, then I'll now cut the front. If you notice that there's a slit in front of the dress, so we're going to be making a slit, but first we first cut out the neckline for the front. Then I'll just open it up and make a slit. Okay, before I open it, I'll just make a slit I'll be using about 3 inches for the slit. So you can do how much you want to open the dress at the front. So I just want 3 inches, so I'll just slit it open like so, and that's it. for the dress, for the body of the dress, like that. So to cut the sleeve, I'll be using my calf sleeve because the fabric is not so much. The fabric is not up to 2 yards. It's just a little, it's like over 1.5 yard, but not up to 2 yards. So I'll just be cutting my calf sleeve. I already have a tutorial on how to cut this calf sleeve. I'm just going to cut it. So my fabric is folded into 4. So I just use it to cut the calf sleeve like so. And this is the calf sleeve that I'll be joining to the dress. Then I'll be adding pockets to it. So I fold my fabric into 4 like so. Then I place my hand on it so as to determine how wide my pocket is. The pocket is not really deep because the fabric is not so much, but it's still big. Okay, so I just trace it around my hand there, and this is down my pocket. So to sew this, I wanted the chest to open, so I cut a little bit off. So that's why I'm folding my fabric into 2 right now, so that I can cut a little bit, just like about not up to ½ inch, just to open the neckline there. So I just cut it open. Then I cut a piece of fabric, I place it down, then I place my neckline around there. This will serve as the facing, so I'm just going to go ahead and sew around that area. So I've already sewed the neckline already there, can you see it? So I'm just going to trim off the excess fabric I have there in order to open up the neckline around that area. So I'll trim off the excess. Just look at what I'm doing right now. Then after doing this, I'm just going to notch it so that the fabric, the neckline will lay very well. So I'm just going to clip around it or notch, depending on what you call it. So I'll just notch around like so, all through like that, so that once I pull out the facing, it's going to lay flat around the neck or around the neckline like that. So just glue it, make sure you just do it around like so. So I'm just doing that. So I'll pull it up, I'll pull it in. So I'm just going to pull it like so, and I'm just going to lay it flat. So once you pull it in, it's just going to enter like that, because if you don't notch it, it will not relax. For it to relax at the neckline. So the next thing is I'll take to the same machine and top stitch. I'll be top stitching around that area in order to make it relax very well. So I just top stitch around like so. So I've stitched already, also stitched the area that right there. So I'll take the back pieces there and place it on the front, and I'll go ahead and join it at the shoulder area and also at the sides. So I'll place it on top of each other, join it at the shoulder and also by the sides too. You can see. So I'm just going to go and do that right now. So I've done that already. I've joined at the shoulder and also at the side. So the next thing is for the sleeve. I've joined the sleeve together, so I'm just going to join it to the body, and also I'll use a bias to turn the rest of the neckline like that, and also I'll take it to the same machine to hem this. So I completely forgot about the pockets that I cut earlier, so that's why I joined the whole body. So but after I realized I lose it at the side, I've joined one side. So you have to do this before you join your whole body. So I'll just show us how I did that, how I did the sew the pocket. So you're going to measure from your shoulder and you mark your shoulder to waist. My shoulder to waist is 16, that's why I measure 16 there. You can just chalk that area down, but my chalk is not around there, so I'm just going to use my hand to trace it. So you're going to put your one of your pockets, make sure the right side is facing the right side, just like I'm doing right now. So just put it inside there, starting from your waistline. So you put it into it. I think I've not joined the side, it would have been very easy. I'm just going to place it right there and join it together. So just place it right there. I'm just going to take it to your sewing machine and run a stitch. So you're going to run a stitch like so. Then you're going to do the second side. You know the pocket is 2. bezel like that. On one side you have two pieces there, so you're going to place it on the other side. Make sure the right side is facing the right side, and then make sure it aligns at the side. Like where you started the first one should be where you start the second piece. So you're just going to take it to your sewing machine and sew. I know you're going to sew it separately, so I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and sew it. So I'm showing us that this is how we're going to sew it. Then we're going to, so I'll show us how we're going to join it on the sewing machine. So I'm showing us that you must make sure it aligns at the side. It's very, very important so that the pocket will fit properly. So now this is how we're going to sew it on the sewing machine. You know, I've joined one side already, so I'm showing us that the other side must align. So I'm placing it right there. I'm just going to run a stitch straight down like so. So I'm just sewing that. So I've finished sewing it already. So the next thing I'll do is I'm going to top stitch. So I'm sure as I begin to top stitch. So I'm just going to bring it out the side that we joined just now. So on the right side, that's where you're going to top stitch. So make sure the joining there is facing the side where you're going to be top stitching. So you're just going to place it on your sewing machine like so, and just run a stitch straight down like that. And that is that for that. So the next thing is to put the pocket together by the side, and you're just going to run a stitch around there. So just watch closely. I'm going to run the stitch. So you know, from where we opened up, assuming we didn't open it up, if you are joining your body, you're just going to join it like this. So I'm just going to be running a stitch. Can you see how I turned? And that's how you're just going to join your sleeve, your pockets rather. So just take it around like so, and that's it for how to join the pockets. It's just so simple. It's not hard to join. So if you've not joined your body of your fabric, this is how you're going to join the whole thing up. So you just take it straight down to the other side and you finish it up like so. And that is all for the joining of the pockets. So this is a dress we've made. Can you see how beautiful it looks? It's not so big and it's just so comfortable to wear. And these are pockets right there. Make sure you fix your pocket around your waist line. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please, if not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and also share this video. So I'm going to catch you in my next tutorial. Until then, stay safe. Bye.